Welcome everybody, my name is Josh Rivers, and today I'll be recapping Dragula Season 2, Episode 5, Cabin in the Woods. Going straight into the challenge, this week, the girls had to present a hyper-feminine look and then perform a scene where they get killed. I equate this challenge to last year's, what I called the Pretty in Pink challenge, where they had to present a similar hyper-feminine, quote-unquote, fishy look and do a lip-sync performance. I do like this one better because it's more on the horror theme. Granted, now that I think about it, last year's was more on the filth because they were pelted with garbage. But I do like the horror twist in this one. I think it's very smart. Going down the line of the girls, first is James Majesty. I love the look. I think the look is very good. It's very sexy. And I thought the concept of her performance was very good. I thought the entire concept was good. I just don't think her actual acting was that great. It was just, she didn't seem realistic. Not that we were going for realism, but at the same time, there was like a disconnect between how she was saying the words and the words she was saying. It was, to me, it didn't really work, but I did like her death of getting hit by the car. But with that being said, there was a difference between her death and the other deaths, because the other death seems a lot more personal. Like there was something, like it's different when you have your hands wrapped around a neck. Ooh, this is not how I should explain it. It's different when you're watching a horror film and a killer has their hands wrapped around a neck. That made me seem like I was a serial killer. And someone getting hit by a car. Like, one feels more personal. The other one seems like it could be an accident. I don't know. Like that kind of thing just threw me off at the end. But overall, I did think James's performance was very good. Next, we have Bitch Pudding. And Bitch Pudding was clearly the funniest one there. Everything about Bitch Pudding's performance was hilarious. Even her pre-roll where she was just on the hammock was so good, was so funny. Everything about it was just gold. It was pure gold because, I don't know, she's so willing to do everything and so willing to take it over the top, and I love her for that. And in her performance, she's making all these innuendos and she plays to the camera and the camera plays back, and I that was so good. It was so funny that it really showcases a film that knows what it is. It's a movie that knows what kind of movie it is. And her outfit really showcased, and like, I swear I've seen that outfit on like 12 other horror movie horrors, you know? I've seen that before. I feel like I've seen it in the woods and then them getting strangled. Everything about it was so good. Her voice going deep, her spitting out the gum. It was excellent. I don't think it was a competition between her and everyone else. She had it in the bag. Next we have Disasterina. And what I love about Disasterina's look is it's very clear and apparent who she is. She's very clearly an aging model or actress and is addicted to drugs and alcohol. That's very clear. It's very apparent. And that kind of becomes a downfall with her performance, because at the beginning she kind of has to explain it all and it's not really needed. Like, she could have just said, I want out of this rehab or something like that. She didn't need to say that she was an aging model and she was preferring drugs and alcohol. She didn't need to say all that. And sometimes I kind of feel like that explanation is given because her other performances had such high concepts in earlier episodes to the point where we, the audience, didn't understand what she was doing and she had to explain to us on other venues. We may like it without the explanation, but the explanation does add something. Like last week's, her alien baby wasn't her alien baby, it was her boss coming through a wormhole in her pussy and checking up on her. Like that's so good and so smart and creative, and only something Disasterina would come up with. But we didn't get that, but we liked it without knowing that. And I feel like she just because of how Disasterina has been in this competition, she felt the need to explain it in that performance, but it wasn't necessary. It kind of made the performance go on too long. But without that, and without thinking about that, the rest of the performance was good. Her getting killed and stabbed and her kitten, her pussy, getting stabbed was funny, and I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought the rest of the performance was very good. Next, we have Erica Clash, and Erica Clash's look I thought was amazing. I do understand the Boulet's reservations for it because we've seen her do that a lot, and it has been what she's done throughout this competition, and most of the other girls had to change up their looks to fit this theme, while Erica really didn't have to. And that was kind of been the problem with Erica. She really didn't have to get out of her comfort zone at all, while some of the other girls may have. But personally, I love this look. I think it's smart. I do like her concept. I don't really understand the virgin thing. I don't understand why that was brought up so many times, why there's so many things pointing to it, like just on the outfit itself, that she wears a chastity belt. I didn't understand that. I don't think it really added much to it. I just felt like it was kind of thrown in for comedy, but it didn't really work for me personally. I thought the beginning of her performance was very strong, with her being a lost tourist, but then by the end, I didn't see it. I didn't think that the actions that were happening were believable. Not that it needed to be. It's a campy horror film, but it just seemed like it was getting lost. But I did like her blue blood, though. Her blue blood was right, because Erica's blood would be blue. That made a lot of sense in my head. I got that. I understood where she was coming from. That electric blue blood. I feel it. Next we have Abora, and Abora's outfit confuses me. None of it goes together. Not a single piece goes together. And it's definitely bad. Like, I look at it, I go, that is not right. But I like it. I think it's just something personally where I just think it fits Abora as a character for some reason. I'm not saying that's because her clothes are ugly or anything. It's just for some reason it doesn't all make sense when it's on Abora. Now, for actual performance, I think her character was supposed to be this vain teenager obsessed with social media. I think that's smart. I think that makes sense. And I don't think Abora's performance was bad. I just feel like it was not fully conceived. I feel like there was an element missing somehow, because it makes sense, the getting strangled by the phone. It makes sense, like, taking the selfies and all that. I did hate that cover on the phone, because I was like, why is she holding a stuffed animal to the sun? But then I realized she's taking a selfie with her phone. It didn't look like a phone cover. She just had a normal phone cover. I understand what she was doing, but that was a wrong choice. It just seemed like she was alone, and then she was getting killed. It just seemed like, I felt like there was a scene missing. I feel like there was a piece of dialogue or something missing. Like, I saw it happened, but I didn't know why. Does that make sense? Probably not, but neither did that scene. And lastly, we had Victoria Elizabeth Black. I don't think I said Elizabeth throughout this entire recap series. It's just too long. That's an extra. I don't know how many syllables. I'm dumb. I can't count. But her look confuses me as well, because her dialogue and her performance read young, but her look read older. So I don't really know what she was going for with that. And her performance was supposed to be this, I guess, was a out of her element rich girl and can't do anything by herself or without technology. I did like that at the beginning of that scene. She couldn't put on her jacket. She couldn't find the hole to put her hand through. And I understand. I feel that that's happened to me way too much. Just off moving your arm behind your back trying to find an armhole. I relate to that. I relate to that way too much. But yeah, I don't know. For the rest of her performance, it just seemed like she didn't really know what she was doing. There were innuendos being thrown, but there really wasn't a performance to it. It was just she was saying the words. There was no sexual feeling or vibe to them in the way Bitch Pudding did it. And then all of a sudden, the guy says something and she runs, but what the guy said wasn't threatening. And I don't know, I just felt like this was weakest performance, and I just didn't see a lot in this performance at all. So during deliberations, they named Bitch Pudding the winner, which I completely agree with. I knew for a fact she was going to win. There was no way she wasn't. And they had James and Disasterina as safe. And I think that makes sense. I knew Disasterina was a little pressed because she's been on top a few weeks, but she hasn't quite won. Well, both won twice. So I know she was pressed. But overall, I do think that was the right choice. I think there were clear problems with James and Disasterina, but there were no problems with Bitch. And that left Victoria, Erica, and Abora as bottom three, and they would have to do the extermination challenge. But before that, they played Truth or Dare, as in basically the judges just asked them questions, and they had to answer as truthfully as they could. And that led to the extermination challenge being a polygraph test. Now, personally, I hate polygraph tests. They scare the shit out of me, and I don't know why, because I don't think I don't think as an adult person I lie that much. I lied a lot as a kid, but as an adult, I don't think I lie that much because I have no fucks to give. And why lie? Why not just, I say what I say, that doesn't matter. I am good at dodging questions though. So when I have to say yes or no, that'll be a problem. But a polygraph test scares the shit out of me. It scares me when I see other people take it more so. I don't know. I have a bad feeling about it all around. It's like sometimes I don't want to know the truth. That's just the truth. I don't want to know the truth. So when it comes to polygraph tests, it scares me. I would hate it. But these girls did it. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about this challenge in particular and the results of this challenge and why, I'm just gonna say it now, I don't disagree with Erica's elimination or extermination. She deserved it. And here's why. Compared to other weeks with Erica in particular, other weeks of Erica doing the extermination challenge, she had to do 4 of the 5 total that we have so far. So, she's done them and she's done them pretty well. This was not a fight. This was not her vomiting and then eating her vomit. This was not her psyching herself up to get needles put into her arm. This was a polygraph test. You do not fight a polygraph test. It's not a fight. She said everything correctly. She said everything truthfully. While that's admirable, I don't think it really mattered because it's not a fight. She had to say 1 of 2 words and hers just happened to match up for the truth every single time. I don't think that was bravery. Because the answer would be out there regardless of what she said. The other girls could have said everything falsely. And I don't think that gives any difference whether they're all false or whether they're all true because the result is the same. You're not going to fight a polygraph test. And it's obvious why she got eliminated because the question that was asked was, do you think you're going to win this competition? She said no, and it was true. That is reason enough for me. If you don't think you're going to win the competition, get out of the competition. I don't know. I've seen a lot of people hate on Abora, and I don't really know why. Because she lied. So what? Sometimes your brain tells you to say shit before you realize what you're going to say, and you have to and with the polygraph test, they say it right away. Sometimes you could think about it for a couple seconds, but just say it. Just go ahead and say it. And I think that's what happened with Abora. I don't think even Abora realized that she didn't think Erica deserved to be there. I truly don't think that. That's definitely how she felt, but I don't think she realized that's how she felt because I don't think that's how she wants to feel. Like the polygraph test, you don't realize half of the time you don't realize how you fucking feel. You go ahead and you say something and you learn a lot about yourself. That's what scares me about polygraph tests, is that you do learn how you feel about certain things. And also, can I just say this one thing? James was really pressed throughout this entire episode about Abora not having a flesh tone foundation. I'm sorry, bitch. Not everyone's gonna have the same makeups as you. I understand a flesh tone foundation is very easy to find, but at the same time, that's not what Abora wears. So it's fine that she doesn't have it. Should she have gotten one for this particular challenge? Yeah. That sure. Yeah. But she didn't. I don't know why James was so pressed about it. Just go on and live. She mentioned it seems like the kind of thing that was on her mind all day. I don't know. I didn't understand that. Why James was so pressed about the flesh tone foundation. I don't really have a transition to the end. Erica gets exterminated, and I have to say about this extermination, it was fucking good. Her getting exterminated was probably, it may have been the best. I don't know. I have a special place in my heart for Felony's extermination. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's so bloody. Maybe it's because of Felony's expressions. Maybe it's because the hand being put on the clothesline to dry. But this one, if it didn't top it, it's a close second. Erica's extermination is a voodoo doll. The Boulets fuck up a voodoo doll, and Erica starts punching herself and contort herself into different positions, and it looks painful, and she is selling it, and I think this was so good. I think this extermination was really good. And again, we see that blue blood at the end of this extermination as well. And that was an excellent touch that is an ongoing thing. I'm glad it wasn't red. Even though the red would have been a nice contrast to the all blue outfit. But the blue blood, it's her blood. Her blood's blue. It is going to be sad not seeing Erica in the competition anymore, because I do think she's kind of a voice of reason. And I did agree with almost everything she had to say. But that's it. I do want to say, I feel like it was a little harsh. I love Erica. I think she's a great queen. I've said this far too many times. Why do I need to defend myself? I know my feelings, or maybe I don't. Maybe I need to take a polygraph test and know my actual feelings. Yeah, that's not going to happen. My name is Josh Rivers. Thank you so much for watching. Hit whatever thumb button relates to whatever emotion you may be feeling right now. You can follow me on Twitter at PixelPixelBoom. Join the Discord, link in the description. Leave a comment below telling me your thoughts on this episode, and leave suggestions for future video topics, Dragula related or not. I love you guys. I will see you guys next time, and remember to have fun. Bye guys.